at the rest of the guys in the starting lineups. Miles Reynolds, someone to keep an eye on for OU, a grad transfer, a Chicago native, started coming to Northwestern basketball camp at age 4. This is his first ever college game in his hometown. In addition to Law for NU, keep an eye on Derek Pardon, their second leading scorer at 17-9 in a loss to the Sooners last year. There's Chris Collins, the 6th-year head coach of the Wildcats after 13 seasons as an assistant at his alma mater of Duke. And there is Lon Kruger for Oklahoma. Of course, a familiar face in the Big Ten, was once at Illinois. He is in his 8th year with OU, has never lost a game in this building, 3-0 all time. And the opening tip is controlled by the Wildcats. A.J. Taylor will bring it across. A.J. Turner, I should say, will bring it across for the Wildcats. Here's Derek Pardon. Now back to Turner. Vic Law for 3. Back heel and out, and the rebound goes to Christian James.
Well, you saw Northwestern early trying to get the ball inside to Vic Law. He ends up having to settle for a 3, so a job well done on the defensive end for the Sooners.
Here is Reynolds, the Chicago native, played at Whitney Young High School, has it blocked by Kopp.
It's good to see Miller Kopp just getting more and more comfortable on the floor, and that goes both sides of the ball. Defensively, you got to settle in if you want to have some freedom on the offensive side.
Here's James, been red hot. That one doesn't go, and the rebound to Kopp. Oklahoma has really changed its identity from last year. This was an up-and-down team. As the first 2 scored by Derek Pardon, they are now a defensive-oriented team. Obviously, the variable there is the loss of Trae Young.
It'll be interesting to see how they defend Derek Pardon. I mean, he is a beast down low, particularly when he gets it on the right block and go right shoulder, left hook. He's almost unguardable when he gets in that position. So you got to play defense early and take that away.
This is Kalixty, a grad transfer from Maine. Shot clock under 10. Now James working on Kopp. Good defense from the Wildcats. Reynolds trying to penetrate. Gets it up on the glass. Does not go. Offensive rebound, though. And a fresh 30. Now out of the corner, it is Reynolds. Not there. And the rebound to Turner. And here come the Wildcats. Turner through the lane. Lays it in.
Got to be pleased with the effort so far for Northwestern, particularly when you're playing without a point guard. Whoever gets the rebound, 1 through 4, needs to take it and go.
Sooners got off to a slow start the other night against Creighton, then turned it on. This is Manick for 3. That one well short. And here comes Law for Northwestern. And that one through the hands of Ryan Taylor.
That's what I talk about. A rebound has to be the first pass of the break, and that's exactly what it is. He just gets the ball out, runs. At one-on-one, you've got to take advantage of that opportunity in transition.
So the Sooners now in the front court looking for their first points. 0 of 5 from the field. James trying to change that, and he does. First 2 for Christian James, who is on quite a run. 4 straight double-doubles. He had none in his first 104 career games.
Well, I'd say he's been a lot better with a balanced attack, and that's what you're seeing from this Oklahoma team. It's going to be a lot different. People remember Trae Young from last year. It's a lot different, this attack, this approach, on both ends. Yeah.
Reynolds lost it on the way up. Pardon gets it for Northwestern. And the Wildcats will slow things up. Taylor going to try a 3. That doesn't go. Taylor has struggled with his shot, shooting just 30% from behind the arc. A guy who led the Missouri Valley in scoring a year ago. James does not go, and the rebound to Taylor. Now Turner. Taylor will try again. That one's well off the mark. Kalixty the rebound for the Sooners. Here's James. These are 2 defensive-oriented teams. We've seen signs of that here early on. And that's travel on McNeese. Well, we were talking about Christian James, how hot he has been. I mean, think about that.
Yeah. Look, that's getting comfortable in a different role. That's what this is. It's a different role. More is expected of him. More is demanded of him, and in every way, understandably so. It's a balanced attack, which means the ball's going to find everybody on the floor, and he's done well with the ball in his hands. He creates a lot, and he's also incredibly active on the glass.
Two teams that combined 3 of 13 from the field, so we expected a defensive battle. We've gotten that so far. Here's Law weaving his way through, and McNeese does a good job defensively. Here comes Reynolds now for the Sooners.
And that's one that Walt Law's just got to go up strong with. He's got to force the official to make a call and not give him a chance.
See Anthony Gaines in there for Northwestern. He replaced Taylor, who struggled early on. This is McNeese working on Pardon. Going to the left hand and gets it to go. Jamuni McNeese, first two.
That's just a great shot. I think that's good defense. He forced a 10-foot jump hook. Just a really good offensive play.
Pardon trying to answer on the other end, but they turn it over. Has been pretty so far. 4-4 Wildcats and Sooners from Evanston.
Difficult three-point shots, and the biggest key to that is maintaining position on the backside to get rebounds and get out and run.
Through the lane, James does not get it to go. Cop the rebound for the Wildcats.
And this is that something's got to give kind of game where you got an Oklahoma team that shoots the ball really well from the three-point line and a Northwestern team that defends it well. And it doesn't mean, look, a team that defends the three-point line well doesn't mean that they don't let you shoot threes. Look out. Alley-oop to Law.
We saw them work on that and shoot around and could not have executed it better.
And that's one that the Oklahoma staff look at and say, guys, we looked at that too.
There's Freeman in the game. Does not get it to go, but it is tipped up and in by Rashard Odom. So, number of subs in here for Oklahoma. Team that goes pretty deep. It's Turner, drills the three. A.J. Turner had a huge game in Northwestern's big comeback against DePaul. Hits the three-pointer there. Now Doolittle, that doesn't go. Freeman the rebound. James for three. Not there. And the rebound to the Wildcats. There's Miller Kopp. Cutting Law, being guarded by Bieniemy. Law trying to muscle his way in, and he draws the foul. Foul will go on Jamal Bieniemy, the freshman. That is his first. So you take a look at the BTN standouts presented by Auto Owners Insurance. I'd say that is a worthy standout.
Yeah, look, I think the real standout is the fact that a set play worked. You'd think the standout is the finish, but it's really the fact that they executed a set play to perfection to the point where you actually got what you wanted.
Law hits the first free throw.
I know that may sound funny to some, but let's just be honest. At this level, very rarely does a set play work. Like if you run the flex offense, you're not going to get a layup every time down floor. Guys do such a great job of taking that away. You have to win with counters at this level. But that was a freebie.
Just as a for instance, Northwestern worked at length on a play and shoot around today. They said this is going to be the first play of the game. I won't tell you what it was. I can only tell you it wasn't the first play of the game.
It wasn't the first play.
It didn't work out.
Well, and the thing is, a lot of it's feel, right? You got to feel the action that you want to get into. It's not just run every set as it's supposed to be in the book.
Here's Freeman, native of New Zealand. Misses badly. Anthony Gaines the rebound for the Wildcats. Now Gaines weaving his way through inside to Pardon. Pardon goes up strong.
I don't know if there's anybody else in the conference that can finish with zero angle the way Derek Pardon can finish. He had no angle whatsoever, yet find a way to get that up.
7-0 run for the Wildcats. Odoms working on the freshman Pete Nance. And Odoms gets the layup. That's the challenge for Nance. Can he defend at this level? Hasn't quite developed the strength that he needs to yet.
Well, look, yes, he can, but he's got to figure it out. He's going to learn on the fly.
Pardon. Here's Nance. Gaines thought about the three, and he turns it over. Here's Bieniemy for the Sooners, and Bieniemy will pull it back out.
That's one of those head-scratcher passes where you just, there's nothing there. I mean, you're throwing it through the teeth of the defense. And those are the ones you have to eliminate.
Oklahoma really struggling early from the field. Goes out of bounds to the Wildcats. When the action ends, the Big Show takes over. Highlights from around the conference, post-game reaction straight from the arena, and in-depth expert analysis. The Big Show right after the game here on BTN.
You know, Dave, we talk about the similarities of these teams. Both teams are going to have confidence with the 9-10 guys that they can put on the floor, which means that every possession is going to be hard fought. Defenses are going to be locked in.
Taylor back in there for the Wildcats. On the screen from Benson. Taylor got that one to go. First two for Ryan Taylor.
I like his aggressiveness. The fact that he continues to shoot the basketball, is not shooting very well. The first 2 threes, not good looks. That's the type of look he's going to get and make.
Sooners just 4 of 16 from the field. Odom's trying to change that, cannot. And Benson able to corral the loose ball for Northwestern. Cats have hit their last 4 field goal attempts. Gains for the lane. So a little different story from last year in Norman when the Sooners put 68 on the Wildcats in the first half. In Northwestern's game so far. Here's Reynolds. Now Doolittle. Does not go. Ball goes out of bounds. And it'll be Northwestern.
I'll tell you, ball that didn't bounce that much. The game was a little different back then. As if I was around to see it.
You've heard rumors. So great start for the Wildcats. Here's Barrett Benson out top. This is Gaines. Taylor around Kalixki, and he'll go to the strike.
I'll tell you, that's what makes this team interesting. They don't have a point guard, a true point guard, but they have multiple playmakers around the perimeter. I think that's what makes them so dangerous. It's almost like they have a 5-man and a bunch of 2 guards. And I think that's a tough cover. It's a lot to ask your defense to lock in on 4 guys around the perimeter and a 5 that does a great job popping out and setting ball screens.
You see a little bit of what you're talking about, just the similarity, the interchangeable parts for the Wildcats.
It allows you to make mistakes when you have that type of group. Look, if you and I are playing the point and the 2, and we're being asked to switch with a 3 or 4, we're going to be in trouble. But when you have that type of length, that type of size, you can trust the switch where you can handle Barrett Benson covering a guard from time to time.
I just want to clarify that if I'm playing at all, we're going to be in trouble. That's true. That's a whole other issue. Kalixki inside Manick trying to work on Law, and he turns it over. Nance getting into the passing lane. Here's Gaines the other way for the Wildcats. Law for 3. Rims out, and it goes. Oh, no, Nance was fouled going for the rebound. To be number 2 on Kalixki. Stay connected with BTN across every platform and get access to exclusive video content. Like, follow, share BTN.
Man, I got to work on my brand here. I've got like 2 of those things going. I got to expand to Facebook or something.
You've got one more than I do.
I sneak in Instagram. I like to look at families' pictures.
And now a steal by Bieniemy, and then a foul on Ryan Taylor. That'll be his first. And in case you are wondering, I feel it is obligatory to mention that Jamal Bieniemy is in fact the nephew of the former Colorado All-American running back Eric Bieniemy. I mean, it's just not that common a name.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah.
It's like Revson.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't think that it's quite as notable.
Not yet.
No. Ball will stay with the Sooners. Been 3 minutes since Oklahoma has scored. Bieniemy, the lone freshman on this team. This is a very experienced Oklahoma team. In fact, by Ken Palm's metrics, they are the most experienced team in all of the power conferences.
I would say their experience in a way is fool's gold because of how different they are from the team they were last year. So there's still going to be a feeling out process. They're still going to continue to get better as this season goes on. Everybody's in a different role.
McNeese, nice pass to Odoms. Well done. And Rashard Odoms off to a nice start. He has 6. He had 13 against Creighton. Really played well in that game. A win against the Blue Jays the other night.
That's another guy for Oklahoma that just wants to attack. And the aggressors are so difficult to cover.
Taylor measures the three, nails the rebound. Near steal by Odoms. Now Gaines not able to take advantage. And tries to keep it alive. Odoms, though, great hustle. And that is a goaltend on Taylor. That is about as easy a call as you'll get.
Odoms has had an impact on this game. It's not just his ability to get out in transition, get to the basket. I mean, he can score it when he needs to, but he's aggressive with the basketball. Definitely a goaltend.
Odoms now with 8 of the Sooners' 12 points. Ball being hounded by James. Or top back in there for the Cats. Now Carton, and he is fouled by McNeese. Now, we were talking about what a blowout this game was last year in Norman. The one guy who really played well in that game for the Wildcats was Derek Parton. Now, Vic Law did not play. Parton had a very solid effort. And talking to Lon Kruger today, they were concerned about that as Law scores off the inbounds. Half dozen for him.
I tell you, Northwestern runs sets as well as anybody in the country. And I would say that that's always been Michigan State's MO. But this Northwestern team just gets it.
How about that? A couple good blocks from the Wildcats. Ball will stay with the Sooners, but again, you get a sense of the identity of this team and the length and the challenge that Northwestern presents for people.
And they understand they can't just win by breakdowns. They can't just win one-on-one basketball. They got to do this as a team. I think that's what makes them so dangerous.
Another steal. This is Law in on Manic. Law missed the layup, and James the rebound. Here come the Sooners. Bieniemy. Odoms. Rashard Odoms now into double figures. And the foul on Turner, his first.
Rashard Odoms is not just good at getting to the rim. He does a great job of always giving it a chance. And people think of guys, oh, he's a great slasher. He attacks well from the perimeter. No, he just always picks his spots. And that comes from a guy that knows how to finish around the rim.
Well, Lon Kruger really praising Odoms today. I mean, a guy who started 55 games over the last couple of years, but coming off the bench this year and has embraced that role. Now 2 shy of his season high, already with 11 points.
It's an interesting role because you're able to come in and make an impact right away. You're able to come in and be even more aggressive than you might be in the starting lineup when you're trying to feel an opponent out.
That foul out top on James. It's a very aggressive defensive team. The Sooners does bite you a little bit. That is the 5th foul on OU, just 2 on Northwestern.
It's a Northwestern team that's somewhat comfortable with that aggressive defense. They see it from Illinois every year. And they'll make those reads. If the defense extends, this is an offense that understands there are reads to be made, and that's often a back cut or an attack.
Law gets the pull-up.
We talked about it at shooting. Why are people not talking about Vic Law as a pro?
I don't know. I talked to an NBA scout on the way in today who thinks that he definitely has a chance. And I can see why. I think he's had a fabulous year.
He fits a role. He's learned the game of basketball extremely well. He's been coached for years. He's the kind of guy that can come in and play a great role in the NBA. I don't get it. We just live in that world of hype where if the kid's not a freshman and on every magazine there is, or online, whatever it is, we just kind of lose interest. Vic Law is the guy that really interests me as a basketball player.
There's Gaines muscling his way in. That's where Anthony Gaines has an advantage on Bieniemy. Just great strength. Doolittle going in on Parton. There's 2 for the junior Doolittle, so suddenly turned into a little bit more of an offensive battle here. Here's Parton backing in on Freeman. Parton going to the reverse. Couldn't get it to go. Doolittle the other way. And James gets the 3. And Northwestern takes a timeout. So the Sooners with on Utah.
How about the fact that Northwestern has a football coach and a basketball coach that just fit? They just fit in every way. They match the identity of the university as much as they match the identity of their programs. It's not too often you get them. They also have a great athletic director, so that helps.
10-4 run here for Oklahoma. We'll see whether Northwestern has a response. This is Vic Law. Law elevating, can't get the roll, tips it back up and in. No, offensive foul called on the Wildcats. They will wave off the hoop.
I think they're calling this on Derek Parton. It's not going to be on Vic Law for over the back. It's going to be Derek Parton kind of rooting him out.
See, Derek Parton doesn't necessarily agree, but I think pretty clear-cut call there.
The box out's always an interesting one because you are trying to clear out, but you technically can't do that.
There's Doolittle, nearly fell down. Bieniemy, not a great shooter. This is Odoms, who's had a tremendous game. Can he keep it going? Misses that one, but the follow by Bieniemy.
Odoms is a game changer. He's got 13 points, 6 of 9 shooting right now, but just the attention that he's drawing allows for that putback dunk opportunity. The balls or the eyes are just facing the basketball.
Down low to Parton, and an offensive foul on Parton. So that is 2 quickies on Northwestern center, and arguably one of the most important pieces.
It's not a terrible play by Derek Parton. It's just a really good defensive play to maintain position. That's the thing. If you anticipate where Derek Parton's going to go, which you know he wants to get to that right shoulder left hook, you can jump it. He was in position, right call.
So the Sooners with a chance to take the lead. Have yet to lead in this game. Trailed by as many as 11. That's dodge a bullet there. Here comes Law the other way.
And I'd like to see Northwestern, get back to executing. Get something going. Get everybody involved. Move the basketball. Don't just dribble around like they're doing right now.
Swarming defense by the Sooners, and they force the turnover.
And that's the challenge, too, of not having a point guard, not having somebody that's comfortable to pull the thing out, get a reset, find something to get into. Nothing wrong with just moving the basketball. You see 2 come your way, just move the basketball. There's going to be a mismatch somewhere.
That's the 6th turnover for Chris Collins' team. They average about 13 per game. Wixty back in there for the Sooners. There's Reynolds. Doolittle working out Barrett Benson. And that's the first lead of the game for Oklahoma.
And that wasn't bad defense, but you have to hold your ground enough to keep them from getting inside the middle of that paint. Barrett Benson's a high-energy guy, does a great job on the defensive end. That one just lost that battle.
There's Taylor. Off-balance shot to go. And Ryan Taylor now with 6. Doolittle. Got to work on Benson. Has it blocked by the big guy. Here's Law the other way. Pete Nance out of the corner. Got it. First 3 for Pete Nance, son of the 3-time NBA All-Star Larry Nance. Guy they are very, very high on here in Evanston.
There's a lot of confidence in that shot, and that allows him to shoot it in rhythm, which a rhythm jumper becomes a much higher percentage shot.
Wixty can't get it to go. Law the other way. Here's Nance again. Inside Benson, and he is fouled by Freeman. So Pete Nance in the scorebook. The Wildcats back up by 4. He might look a little bit glum, but back to watch his teammates part of that tremendous run to the NCAA tournament
I think
a couple of years ago.
This facility is a little bittersweet to those guys. I mean, that was the crop that almost got this built in many ways. And to play their senior year games at Rosemont, this place is fantastic.
It is unbelievable.
Oh, it really is.
Yeah. Foul on Nance. As he was grabbing Christian James. That's the first foul on Pete. No doubt. I mean, you talk about what went wrong for Northwestern a year ago, and I think a lot of it had to do with having to play the games out in Rosemont, 15 miles or so from campus, and have a flat atmosphere. This should really help them this year. 2 quickies on Pete Nance.
And that's just Nance showing his youth. I mean, young guys seem to be a step behind the play defensively all the time. It just happens early in the season. You're a step behind the play. When you're a step behind the play, you pick up cheap fouls.
So that sends Miles Reynolds to the free throw line. I mentioned that he had grown up going to Northwestern basketball camp. His parents, Jim and Sandy, both have MBAs from the Kellogg School at Northwestern. Was recruited heavily by Bill Carmody, the prior coach here at Northwestern, of course. And then in the transition didn't necessarily get recruited by the Wildcats, but has a lot of deep connections, and told me today he literally has hundreds of people coming to watch today. There's a lot of red in this building, or a significant amount anyway, and a lot of it is connections to Miles Reynolds.
And he's having a great season so far. I think he's found a spot here. He's got a ton of experience playing at a high level, and I think that helps the team. As I said, it's a different approach this season for Oklahoma.
There's Reynolds in transition, and Law fouled him. That's the first on Vic Law.
Just see how turnovers kill you. It just sucks the life out of the game. It takes the rhythm out on one end and allows a team a run out and an opportunity and an easy basket on the other. And it drives coaches crazy. If it's a careless turnover, it's going to drive you nuts. If it's an aggressive turnover, you could live with a few of them, but not too many.
To finish the story on Reynolds, again, the first game he has ever gotten to play in his college career in Chicago. He's a grad transfer from Pacific, although he started his career at St. Louis. You think about the good fortune. Oklahoma has not played a game in Chicago since 1947 against DePaul. And how about he gets a chance to come here and play in a game?
He's really spanning the globe here. St. Louis, Pacific, Oklahoma.
Seen it all, or a lot of it anyway. Barrett Benson out top. Now Law working on Manic. And that one rims out. Rebound to Reynolds.
I like when they give Vic Law ISO opportunities. I think he either needs to be closer to the basket where he can play back to the basket basketball, or a little bit more room to work and put the ball on the floor. That was almost the only shot he could get up.
There's Freeman, good outside shooter. That one doesn't go. Taylor the rebound for the Cats. We remind you the State Farm halftime report. My call just settles. Deion Thomas standing by in our Chicago studio. Just 2 minutes of game action from now. Foul inside. It's going to go against the Sooners.
Terry Weimer's such a good official. He saw that happening. It's almost, he didn't anticipate, but he saw some physical play in the post. He let the first bump go, but it was the second bump that he called. That is the definition of a good official. Let a little bit go. Let's see how this plays out. If they continue to be over-aggressive, he's going to call it. I love that. It's good officiating. For as much as they get complaints, these are some of the best in the game.
Barrett Benson shooting the 1-and-1, and that one is well off the mark. Benson not a good free throw shooter.
And sometimes a bad miss is funny, isn't it? I mean, that was well off. The clanker off the back of the rim always gets me.
You'd think he'd be on a shooting high. Reynolds hits that three after making his first career three the other night against Chicago State. It's the second made three for the Sooners, and OU on top 32-30.
Turner just lost sight of Reynolds in the corner. It's just a bit of a breakdown defensively. You can't leave shooters open.
A.J. Turner cut off. Defense from Oklahoma. Now Benson lays it in and draws the foul. This is class president of high school, National Honor Society, and one of the guys that I know this team really rallies around. They'd rally around him a little more, though, if he had made some of these free throws.
And I got to say, too, I think he got great experience going back to when Derek Pardon was hurt. He was asked to play significant minutes and important minutes, and he did well.
That ball knocked away by Gaines. Back in the hands of Doolittle. Shot clock obviously doesn't reset. Reynolds. Defense from the Cats. Ryan Greer in there for Northwestern. And Greer gets caught holding Doolittle. That's just a mismatch inside. First foul on the freshman.
Northwestern foul number 2, Ryan Greer, is first. Team's 8. And for the Wildcats, Ryan Taylor replacing Ryan Greer.
Doolittle going to the free throw line.
To the line for Oklahoma, Mr. Doolittle shooting
13 points the other night against Creighton, a season high. Injured his ankle slightly in that game. There was some concern about his health for this one. Nice hustle there by Reynolds, but he stepped out of bounds.
Oklahoma's got to get Brady Manick going, too. They are a better team when he's making threes. And it's not just the 3 points that go on the board. It's the fact that he's a floor spacer when you've got so many other playmakers around the perimeter. You got to have somebody that keeps the defense honest.
And Turner just flat out turned it over. Got it back, though.
Is it a turnover and a steal?
No, the shot clock didn't reset, so they did not call it a turnover.
Okay.
I anticipated the turnover. It was an anticipatory turnover.
There you go.
There's Taylor working on Manick. Taylor, maybe not the best shot out there. Too little to rebound.
That's one way to put it. He's the kind of guy that can create his own shot, but you want him to do it within the execution of the offense. It's going to come his way plenty of times.
The hopping on 1 foot isn't necessarily.
That's a big stop here for Northwestern.
So here's the enemy. Can they get it up? They do not. And so we go to the half exactly as we started, tied up at 32, Northwestern and Oklahoma. Second half will decide this one. Send you to Mike Hall, Jess Settles, and Deion Thomas to State Farm. Halftime report after this. The Wildcats have led by as many as 11, but it's even at the break to Chicago right after this.
Great win. I'll tell you, this is a top 25 Oklahoma team. This, to me, is an NCAA tournament team. They're 10-1. I'm surprised no one's talking about it.
James puts Oklahoma on top. 7 points now for Christian James. Yeah, I think this is a clear-cut NCAA tournament team in Oklahoma. So this is a win that would resonate in March if Northwestern figures out a way to pull it out.
Look, they're experienced. They can beat you in a variety of ways. They shoot it well. And that's a big shot. I go back to it. This is a guy that can knock down corner threes. He can knock down threes from anywhere on the court. He's great in transition, defends well. He's a pro.
There's Doolittle. So a couple easy baskets for Oklahoma after halftime.
Dave, I feel like when Rashard Odoms came in and started to attack, get to the basket, it changed Northwestern's defense. And they've broken down twice here early in the second half. They've gotten away from what they did to start this game. And remember, they got off to a great start.
Here's Pardon. Wow. Got a step. That's all he needs. Manick been very quiet as he had to score. Had that ball knocked away. Good defense from Turner. Here's Law in the open court. The pull-up three for Vick, and he airballed it. And James the other way. Kalixty in the corner, James. 8th lead change of the game as Christian James now has 10, 5 of them here in the first 2 minutes of the second half. Law going to reset the offense, working on Manick. Law with the pull-up.
A lot of confidence in that jump shot. And what I liked about what Vic Law did was he waved Derek Pardon away. He said no, he declined the ball screen. He felt like he had the advantage in a one-on-one situation against Brady Manick.
There's Reynolds. Works around the screen. And Reynolds got a step and laid it in. 8 points for Miles Reynolds. And back and forth we go. The Sooners back on top.
This is something Northwestern's got to be conscious of. Coming out of the half, there's going to be some changes made. Right now, you got to keep an eye on Derek Pardon, and I messed up there. Sorry on my circle. Derek Pardon's your guy. He cannot get drug out to the other side of the floor. He got drug out on that ball screen, and at that point, they were beat. No help side's going to be able to take that basket away.
Law elevates. Left it short. Miller copped the rebound. May have been fouled, no call. May have been fouled again, no call. And Oklahoma the other way, and then Reynolds is fouled. That one was clear as Law got it. That's 2 on Vic Law.
Just seems as if this Oklahoma team's getting a little bit more comfortable with their adjustments on the offensive end. Northwestern starting to chase the play a little bit. Defensively has to get back to playing safe, but challenging defense.
Sooners a perfect 4 for 4 from the field here in the second half. And an offensive foul on OU.
And that's something they're trying to clean up, this screening action, whether it's your feet wider than your shoulders or an elbow or knee coming out. That time they got Brady Manick on the elbow.
Lon Kruger. These two coaches go back a long way. Lon Kruger recruited Chris Collins very heavily coming out of suburban Chicago. That's the second foul in a row on Manick. So 2 quick ones on the sophomore from Hera, Oklahoma. But Lon Kruger said, you know, we liked Chris Collins a little more than Chris Collins liked us. But Chris was telling us today, it really came down to Florida and Duke for his recruitment. Ended up obviously choosing the Blue Devils. There's Gaines. Anthony Gaines doesn't go. Manick the rebound. Calixte got it. Big 3 for Aaron Calixte. First points of the game for the grad transfer from Maine. It's largest lead of the game for OU, and Chris Collins wants a timeout.
David, seems as if
attended Glenbrook North High School. A lot of great ones did, as you know. And Chris made sure to have me say today that John is the second best player in Glenbrook North.
Yes, he did.
Completely.
You can tell he's still
ignoring the possibility that maybe I fit in there.
Yes, I was going to say, there was someone else in there.
Exactly.
Have you been listed as a luminary at any arena?
Anthony Gaines drains the 3. So I guess that was actually ruled a 2 originally, so I beg your pardon. So it is actually 43-42 OU. They were looking to see whether to add a point for the Sooners, not whether to take one away. Ball on the floor. Good hustle by Kopp. And then after he popped it.
Every game, it's going to be good. I don't think you're going to see a lot of blowouts this year at all.
A very balanced league. That one doesn't go for James. Calixte, the weak side rebound. A fresh 30 for the Sooners. Lobs it inside to Doolittle. Knocked away by Pardon. And Law the other way. There's Pardon inside. Pardon gets to that left hand, but can't roll it home. Calixte's got the rebound. And Calixte all the way in on Turner. Nicely done by Aaron Calixte.
Got to stop the basketball earlier in transition. These guys are so good. Even the smaller players using their bodies to protect the basketball, forcing you to foul.
There's Gaines. Now Law being guarded by Reynolds. A couple guys who've known each other for quite some time. Playing in the Chicago area. Again, Reynolds at Whitney Young. Of course, at St. Rita. There is Reynolds. Calixte in on Kopp. Blocked away by Noah Kopp. It'll be Northwestern's ball, though.
Derek Pardon, you can take a look at him. Derek Pardon, it's all about how he defends this. This time he doesn't get flattened out. He actually forces the dribbler away from the basket, making a tougher pass. He's able to get back into the play and take that away. Much improved from that other possession we saw, which led to an easy dunk.
Your circles are getting better as the night goes on.
My circles are much improved.
Yeah. Your kindergarten teacher would be very proud. There's Gaines. Nice look down low to Parton, but once again, misses from close range, goes out of bounds. I think it was off Freeman, but I'm going to say Oklahoma ball.
Just watching it, I was going to say this is off Freeman.
Tough to say.
Whoever you're cheering for, it was off the other team. There you go.
Exactly. 100% of the fans are convinced. It was their ball. As it is, James hits the three. Really nice start to the second half for him. He now has 13. 8 of them since the break. And Oklahoma getting a little distance from the Wildcats. Law trying to answer, and he is fouled. It's going to go against James. It's number 2 on him.
I go back to how Northwestern started this game. Their game plan was perfect in terms of running guys off the three-point line or shortening their closeouts. That time, Anthony Gaines, it was a longer closeout, and his hand was down. You've got to be aware of shooters if you want to run them off the three-point line or force them into tough three-point shots.
Ryan Greer, the freshman, working on fellow freshman Bieniemy. Now back to Gaines. Shot clock under 10. Here's Greer. Someone's going to have to put it up. And Parton airballs it, so a shot clock violation. So we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game and go back to the first half as Northwestern worked the lob to perfection.
This was the lob that they drew up and shoot around. We've seen it before from them, but they just executed it to perfection.
Again, that our State Farm assist of the game. James again. That one doesn't go. Law's got it for the Wildcats. And Law nearly loses it. In the corner to Gaines. Here's Greer with the pull-up. Rims out.
I feel like this is a tough lineup on the offensive side of the ball for Northwestern. Greer's out there. He can be effective, but just hasn't really gotten much going this season. And Anthony Gaines not a shooter. Really going to look to drive first. It's just been a tough lineup to get something going offensively.
To your point, just one of their last 10. Here's Odoms weaving his way through. Parton altered that shot, and Taylor's got it. Harden again to the left hand, and this time he gets it to go. They've done a nice job on Derek Harden, just 8 points for the Wildcat senior.
He's going to impact the game. I mean, you see it on the defensive end, but when he runs hard and gets position, much like Nick Moore, when he wins the position battle, he's able to put himself in scoring position.
Sellout crowd starting to come to life. And that will suck the life right out of him. A foul on Ryan Taylor. That is number 2 on him. First college team in a 4.
When you have a guy like that of that caliber, a star player, who's doing his thing in the NBA, but this is more like a Lon Kruger team. You've got multiple attackers and drivers. You've got good shooters. You've got great balance, but it's focused on the defensive end first.
There's A.J. Turner out top. Parton tries to dump it down low to Law. Near turnover. Now Law spinning through the lane, and Vic Law now has 15.
I'm saying they do some really good things. If Derek Parton's able to make that pass, it was good hands by the defense to take it away. And now finally this crowd is coming to life.
Back to a 2-point game. James trying to answer for the Sooners. Oh, the rebound. Here's Turner right through the lane. Misses the layup. Rebound Bieniemy. Odoms nearly turns it over, and he does. All postseason long, BTN Live and The Big Show deliver in-depth bowl coverage, including game previews, interviews, post-game analysis from the people who know the conference best. Don't miss Big Ten bowl coverage on BTN Live and The Big Show, all postseason long right here on BTN.
Look at that last defensive possession. Anthony Gaines did a good job of gapping on Odoms, who you know wants to drive the basketball.
5th Oklahoma turnover of the half. Northwestern yet to turn it over here since the break. They've just struggled with the shot. You saw Taylor miss another one there. Nice offensive rebound by Freeman. Fresh 30 for OU as we approach the midway point of this second half. Here's Bieniemy. James. You know he likes this matchup with Taylor. That one rims out. Pardon the rebound for the Wildcats.
The defense has been much better the last few possessions, where they get back to just locking down, not gambling, not taking chances, controlling the basketball in every way.
There's Pardon. Double team comes from Doolittle. Now Law. Get it back to Pardon. Pardon spins in. And once again, we are even, this time at 48. This crowd coming to its feet, and Lon Kruger calls it the coach. He's been in plenty of these, was very interested to see how his team would respond in a hostile environment. We will find out tonight. Well, they respond nicely there as Manick gets a layup off the great feed from Bieniemy. First two for Brady Manick.
Oh, that was another one. Derek Pardon just kind of got out of position. He's got to stay up the line. He does a great job of forcing the ball handler away and getting back into the play.
Pardon. A dozen now for Pardon, and we're back even at 50. Here's Manick for three. Not there. And nice box out by Taylor.
You got to think the ball's got to get back inside to Derek Pardon. He's having his way with Freeman down there. It's just been too easy. At least force a double, and let's see if we can get some shots around the perimeter.
Here's Taylor. He'll try another, and that one goes. 9 points for Taylor. Northwestern back in front. There's Freeman working on Law. And Freeman answers. First two for the native of New Zealand. Gaines. Taylor. Got another. A dozen now for Taylor. The lead back out to 4. Bieniemy. Pull up. Good. Jamal Bieniemy.
This has just been back and forth. I mean, when you think defenses start to figure it out and get back to locking down defensively, guys start making shots.
Chris Collins barking out instructions. His team has made its last 4 field goal attempts. Here's Pardon again on the blocks. 3 guys around him that time. And the shot clock's at 7 for Law. And Law dribbled it off his leg. Pardon gets it back, has it blocked. The shot clock will be at 1. And we've got it. Officials timeout. So Chris Collins.
Potentially a foul.
Gotta get it in. They do the Law. Got it off, but did not go. Manick has trouble with the rebound. Does a nice job, though, getting it to Kalixki. Here come the Sooners. Kalixki. Misses that one. Doolittle the rebounds, feeds it inside. Manick. And he gets the roll.
It's just a tough finish. Keeping the ball alive, second chance opportunities. Manick hasn't been able to get it going from 3, and I think that's when this team's at their best, when they have that true stretch 4 who can keep the defense honest.
6th tie of this game. We've had 10 lead changes. Northwestern lost close ones. 2-point defeats at Indiana. Home against Michigan. Can they pull out a close one here? Vic Law doing his part. He has 18.
That is such a good shot. To come off that little dribble handoff, full speed, stop on a dime, pull up, no fade.
Oh, great feed by Kalixki, and Doolittle throws it down.
What a pass. Holy smokes, man.
Are we talking about hitting on grad transfers, right?
Seriously, right?
Kalixty and Reynolds have been fantastic for this team.
And it's interesting because they're already an experienced team.
And Pardon nearly loses it. He does. Here comes James the other way. Reynolds, the other grad transfer, and Turner fouled him.
I'm talking about a guy coming off of a dribble handoff. Just full speed. He sees it. Tight to the dribble handoff. Pulls up on a dime. No fade. Not falling into the cheerleaders. And then this pass. Kind of like an overhead soccer pass thrown hard into the ground. It's just creative. That's just creative basketball, right? You don't teach that. But you just do it.
Again, speaks to the experience of this Oklahoma team. Really a veteran group, 6 seniors, 2 grad transfers. I was talking to Jimoni McNeese today, and he was telling me, you know, there's just a different chemistry about this team. And he pointed to this guy, Miles Reynolds, who, again, a grad transfer. I mean, he is a part of this team for 1 year. And he said he's been the best leader on the team. Make sure that everyone hangs out together, spends time with one another. That speaks to Miles Reynolds' character.
And look, you get guys who come in on 5th year, grad transfers, and they come in with a sense of urgency. They just want to do whatever it takes to win at a high level. And they understand more of what it takes to win at a high level than most guys on this floor.
Here's Turner, had it knocked away. And Doolittle's got it momentarily. Now Manick goes down. And what do they call it? I think a held ball. And if it is, it would go to the Wildcats. Points in the first half. Now they are going to reset the shot clock to 4 seconds. I think that's the right call. Absolutely.
That seems right.
Yeah, absolutely.
I could see if they thought that it was going to be a change of possession. Not sure if they thought Doolittle actually had the possession. Never did. So the right call. And an opportunity. Look, Northwestern scored earlier in this game in an out-of-bounds underneath. And they do execute well. They have a number of sets to go to.
Turner's got to get it in. They turn it over. Manick. Here's Kalixty for 3. Maybe not the shot line Kruger wanted. Doolittle gets it back, though. Rejected by Pardon. And Law gets it to Turner.
He's got to get the ball inside to Derek Pardon. He's got an opportunity with Brady Manick on him. He's going to either force a double or he's going to get a layup.
And Pardon, did he walk? No, he was fouled.
He got the chair pulled from under him. And Derek Pardon's one of those guys that people say stuff like this, like he can block the shot with both hands. Well, he can. He does. That's what makes him so good, and that's also what keeps him out of foul trouble. He's got great timing. He's a great rebounder. He's active. That time, he almost lost his footing, though, when Brady Manick pulled the chair.
So Derek Pardon to the free throw line. He will shoot 2. This is not a great area of strength for him, but hits the first one. 13 points for Pardon. Of course, Northwestern fans remember him for hitting 6 straight free throws in their NCAA tournament win against Vanderbilt a couple of years ago, but that's a little more of the typical Derek Pardon at the free throw line. Kind of a hit-or-miss proposition. 59 all. Kalixty gets all the way to the hoop.
Anthony Gaines has had some struggles defensively. He just struggles to get out to the three-point line, and just standing up there got beat to the basket. Not that he can't defend. He's probably one of the better defenders on the floor.
Here's Turner going strong. James the block. Here come the Sooners. Kalixty gonna pull it out. A great block by James. Four minutes to go in Evanston. James tries to get it done on the other end. Cannot. Law is out of bounds, says John Higgins.
You talk about a great block by James. This was an opportunity at the rim. No, thank you. The rebounds. Oklahoma's been great on the offensive glass. 14 offensive rebounds. I think you got to give Derek Pardon the ball early in the shot clock.
Manick hits a big 3. Brady Manick. 7 points here in the second half after going scoreless in the first. And the Sooners up 5.
And this is a great call defensively, going to his zone. Northwestern just spent 5-10 seconds trying to figure out what it was.
There's Law. Taylor for three, back heel and out. Turner tracks it down. In the corner, Law. Taylor will try another. Harden keeps it alive. A third chance for the Wildcats. Taylor inside Harden. Back out to Turner. Now Law in the corner. Good. 21 for Vic Law. James, he walked. So a turnover from OU, and now Northwestern with a chance to tie or take the lead with a three.
It's interesting in that zone, Oklahoma struggled to rebound the basketball. You're not covering a man, which means you're going to have to go find somebody to keep them off the glass, and the first rebound came off from the perimeter.
Sooners back in the man now. Turner to Law. We'll try another one. Rims out. And James. Chris Collins wants to travel. Doesn't get it. Here's Calixte. Calixte trying to jitterbug his way through.
Oh, no, I'm not sure about that.
Leg.
I think that went off of Calixte's leg for sure. I mean, from this angle, it
might have been Law's leg.
They got it right.
They got it right. They got it right.
Should we tell everybody here?
Yeah, let them know. James trying to back his way in. Calixte. Now Law on him. Shot clock at 5. Calixte. Whoa, he hits another. A 2 for Calixte. 9 points now. He is feeling it, and the Sooners back up by 4.
I was a split second away from saying Vic Law did a fantastic job defending a driver. He forced a tough shot.
Taylor. Wow. 14 for Taylor. The lead back down to 2. Buck 34 to go in Evanston. Calixte right in on Law. Blocked by Law. Harden's got it. Here comes Law on the break. Vic for 3. No good. Harden to jam. Ninth tie of the game. And Lon Kruger calls timeout. Lost to Indiana, lost to Michigan, both by 2 points. Trying to pull one out here against an Oklahoma team that should be in that bracket when March Madness rolls around. Calixte. Here's James. James through the lane. And Manick went after it. It will stay with the Sooners. And Calixte inbound. Now James working on Gaines. Here's Reynolds. Got a 24-second difference. Shot clock and game clock. Calixte. Calixte on Law. Here's James. Calixte through the lane. Had it blocked. And Turner's got it for the Wildcats. And Northwestern can effectively hold 4-1.
Right now, Oklahoma's got a foul to give. You've got to think it's one they're going to use if Northwestern gets in a situation where they're attacking the basket.
It looks like Chris Collins not going to call a timeout. Turner. Taylor missed it. Goes out of bounds. And it will be Oklahoma ball.
Let anybody get into easy. He would be on the ball.
Manick to inbound for the Sooners. Taylor. And they foul Reynolds. Taylor was going to foul him. I mean, it's not as if it has been called inequitably. Just two good defensive teams. Manick. Alley-oop Doolittle. Law's got it. He'll heave it. Does not go, and we go overtime.
amount of variables that can determine the outcome of a game. Just makes it so much fun to watch and be a part of.
And it looked like that went out of bounds off of Pardon, so that will be Oklahoma ball. Sooners have been good in close games. They've only had 2 decided by 5 or fewer points. They've won both. We talked about the Wildcats' woes, 0-2 in the close ones this year.
You know, Oklahoma's got experienced players, but they also have playmakers. They have guys that can go out and make a play on their own, and those are usually the guys that help you win close games down the stretch.
There's James, rolls it out, and Pardon the rebound.
And this is where I see Derek Pardon. If he's going to be covered by Brady Manick, you've got to find a way to get the ball inside. And it may be as the ball swings. He's got to hold his position and give his team a target to throw to.
There's Law, shot clock at 10. Vic Law, long three that goes. 24 points now for Vic Law. Kalixty trying to answer. Off the mark, Manick keeps it alive. Rolls off, gets it back, and he's fouled. What great hustle by Brady Manick, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Shot by Vic Law. This is a ridiculous shot. An extremely deep three. I'm just telling you, NBA teams, Trevor Ariza. Trevor Ariza had a fantastic NBA career. He's still playing. This is the kind of guy Vic Law is. He runs the floor well, he handles it well, he defends well, he plays hard constantly, and knocks down threes. He's been impressive tonight. He really has been impressive tonight, particularly how much he's had to defend the ball handler around the perimeter. Uses his length incredibly well.
You know, it's just interesting because Vic Law really throughout his career has never been the guy. He played with Charles Matthews in high school at St. Rita. Charles Matthews, of course, now at Michigan, but went to Kentucky initially. Vic Law was kind of the second fiddle on that team. You had McIntosh and Lindsey on the previous teams here at Northwestern. This is really the first time that it's been Vic's team in his career. This is Law. Law hanging, left it short. And the rebound to Reynolds.
I still think at some point the ball has to get inside to Derek Pardon, at least to keep defenses honest. He's being covered by Brady Manick down there, and it's going to draw defenders from the help side, and that's where Derek Pardon's going to have options.
Here's James for three. Back heeling out. Law the rebound. Turner to Taylor. Shot clock at 12. They get it into Pardon, and he was fouled by Manick. That is 4 on Brady Manick.
They had a foul to give. 2+ minutes into overtime, and neither team's in the bonus.
That's crazy.
It's incredible. I like it. There's been good flow to this half because of that. It hasn't been constant whistles.
And Turner is fouled, and that will be a 1-and-1. Foul is on Kalixty. That is number 3 on him.
And that's going to be a challenge for a defense like Oklahoma that likes to extend out a little bit. Well, if you extend out too much late in the game, particularly overtime where you get tired, you're going to start to put hands. And that is going to get called every single time, that hand check.
A.J. Turner, wow, he missed it badly, and he is a great foul shooter. Nearly 90% on the year. Northwestern now 5 of 9 for the strike. That is way off the mark. Doolittle inside.
They almost did everything right, but they needed somebody to be present on the backside when Derek Pardon got stuck on the high side. Someone needed to at least deter that pass over the top. No one there. Easy layup for Doolittle.
Taylor. Out there, and Doolittle the rebound. Now Oklahoma up by 1. 2 minutes to go here in overtime in Evanston. Felixte going to reset. Shot clock under 10. Doolittle gets the roll. A dozen for Christian Doolittle. And Northwestern will take a timeout.
And they have had to work. You got to remember, when there's multiple ball handlers and playmakers on the floor, you're going to have to work twice as hard on the defensive end.
There's Law. Trying to back his way in. Big possession for the Wildcats. Law goes to the fadeaway. That doesn't go. And now Oklahoma seemingly gaining control here. It is a 3-point lead as we wind down toward the final minute of overtime.
And this is obviously a huge stop for Northwestern. Got to be communication here.
Offensive foul on Reynolds.
This is just great anticipation. Sitting down, taking it on the chest. It's the right call. I still think you've got to look at Derek Pardon here on the offense. And part of it comes down to Pardon. You can't just chase the basketball. You got to hold your position. A quick basket inside changes this game.
Attic still in there with the 4 fouls. There's Taylor. He'll try another. That's just a dreadful shot.
The ball hasn't gone inside to Derek Pardon in the last 4 or 5 possessions. There isn't really anybody on the floor that's going to be able to stop him without drawing a double.
Wildcats have missed the last 5 field goal attempts. Should they foul here?
Absolutely. You've got multiple fouls to give. You've got to go out and foul and at least try to stop this basketball game, because a made basket almost puts it away.
If they miss it, though, you can tie with a 3. Doolittle doesn't miss it. 14 for Doolittle, 10 since halftime. Now Law, they got to go. And they turn it over. Felixte to Reynolds. And Oklahoma comes into Evanston and wins in overtime. Their first win in a Big Ten arena since 1970. Had lost their previous 4. They score the final 10 points of the game and beat the Wildcats 76-69. The big show coming up next here on BTN. 7 straight wins for Oklahoma. They are now 11-1 on the year. The Wildcats fall to 8-4. They see their 2-game win streak come to an end. Let's send it back to our studios in Chicago. The big show coming up on BTN.